And today we will onboard the account and we will see that how the change reconciliation and verification works. So let me quickly start this. So today we will first see how to onboard the account and we'll see the change reconcile and verification part as well. So to onboard accounts in CyberArk, there are three ways. First is like through PWA, like which is basically the conventional method of onboarding accounts. Through you need to log in into the PWA, get into add account, then select the save, then the platform and the required details, amended details and the optional details. The second option is the PECLI or PU. So let's say if there is a lot of account that needs to be onboarded, let's say if there are 100 or more account that needs to be onboarded. So one by one onboarding of account is not possible. In that case, you can specify the account detail like the account name, password, policy name, safe name in Excel sheet, and you can get it onboarded with the help of PECLI. The same happens with REST API as well, in which you can onboard it via PowerShell script or anything. You can onboard the accounts as well. So as we discussed in the last session, there are details that are needed to onboard the account. The first is mandate details like account name, address, IP host name or FQD and anything like that. Then there are optional details. It could be password, non-standard port. So let's say for an example, if in my organization there are some ports needed for CPM to change the password, or maybe there are ports like ideally if you need to access Windows Server you require RDP port to be open. Okay. Safe platform, everything. So we'll start with the PWW onboarding first of all. What are the things are needed? Let me. I think by now we should have the servers running. Let me just open it up. So this is my PWW. This is my PWW. Let me just open it up. So as I said before, onboarding any account, we require mostly three details. First and foremost is the safe. So we will create a safe here. I think we created last time. Just if I go to safes here. So we have created this safe, my safe. And in this safe, we need to define the CPM, which is basically used to change the password for the accounts onboarded, verify the password for the account onboarded, reconcile the password for the account onboarded. So we have added this CPM last time. Password manager one that we have installed that day, and I have basically added this CPM into this safe. Third thing we would require is the platform or the policy are one and the same thing. So here we will go to administration, platform management. So now first of all we will onboard the domain account, okay, which is basically I will set up in the Active Directory. We will be managing the domain account. So for managing the domain account we have this policy, Windows domain account. Okay. Now this is the standard template. We can use it as a policy, but the good practice is to duplicate it and make the settings as appropriate. So as of now, I will not be using this direct platform. I will just duplicate it for our reference. We will mark as domain test platform, and I'll save the changes. So we have the safe, we have the platform. Now we will set up the account which we are going to onboard. So I'll go to Active Directory here. Users, and I will create one user called I'm creating an account called test user. Password would be, so this is a normal user, or I should say account that I've created called test user. Now I would require a reconcile account as well. So I will call it test admin one. Test. So now you can see that we have two users created or account created. First is test user and second is test admin one. So this we will make as a reconcile account. So in a rare case, if we change the password of this account outside CyberArk, we should be able to change it again with the help of this. So since it both are having the same permission as of now, both are member of the same group. As you can see, it is a member of domain user and it is also a member of domain user. So we need to basically provide some additional rights or privileges to this user test admin one so that it can change the password. So I'm just adding it into the domain admin group. Okay, now we have two accounts created. First is test user, and second is a test admin one. Now we will onboard both of them in CyberArk. So I will go to account section here. This is the PVWA way we are doing because we are adding the accounts from the PVWA. So you will click on add account here. It will ask you the safe which we have already created, which is my safe. Then there is something called device type. Device type is like what type of account you are onboarding, whether it is operating system account, network account, application account, website account, database accounts. So in our case, we are onboarding an operating system account because Windows 2016 is an operating system. So we are selecting the operating system. Then platform name. So we have duplicated a platform called domain test platform, which we have duplicated from Windows domain account platform we had originally. I have duplicated it to Windows domain test platform. Then the address of our of our server in which the account is sitting. So I need to specify the address here. So I can specify either FQDN or IP or the host name, any one of them. So this is the IP address of my Active Directory. Or I can also do one thing. I can specify the host name as well. So let me do that host name part. So whichever is reachable from the CPM while changing the password, you can opt that. that value. It's not taking up. Let me put the IP instead. 192.168. 192, 168, 140, 150. 150. Now the account name that we have given is what was the account name that we have set up is, first we will onboard a normal account which is called test admin 1, and log on to, since we are onboarding it in a domain account, we will specify the domain name as well. So what is the domain name here? It is withitlab.com. So we'll specify that as well. Let's try resolving it. If it resolves, yeah, so it's resolving. Now we need to specify the password which I have given, and let's save the changes. So this account is onboarded here. Now the second account also we need to onboard is the reconcile account. So we'll select the same safe as well. My safe. Device type would be operating system. Platform name would be domain test platform. Address would be IP address of my Active Directory. Username would be the name of the reconcile account, which is basically test admin 1. Okay, test admin 1 we I think already onboarded. Now the second account we would be onboarding is test user. The reconcile account we have already onboarded. We will be onboarding the normal user, test user. Again, the logon to would be the FQDN of my Active Directory with it lab, and the password for this. So we have onboarded this account as well. Okay. Now, if I were to see the password for this, I will simply click on show, click on test. I can see the password. Wipro@123 is the password for this test user that we have onboarded. Now, if I were to check like whether the password, this is the password we are seeing it in the vault. Okay. Now, if I were to validate that whether the password on the vault is same as whatever the password we have on this target machine, or I would say the AD. So we need to do the verify. Let's do the verify process here. So it is basically checking the password string. Whatever the password we have is same as in vault or not. Just refresh it. Just to expedite the process, I will restart the CPM service. CyberArk password manager service. I'll just restart it. Let's refresh it now. So now it is verified because we don't see any error. If I go to activities here, you can see CPM verify password is without any error. You can see the status as success. That means whatever the password we have involved, the same password is there on the target machine. That is this. Okay. Now let's change the password as well. If I click on change here, now you can see there are three options available. Change the password immediately by the CPM. So this is the first option wherein the CPM will ask this user called the test user that we have onboarded to change its own password. It is just like alt control delete we used to do in terms of changing our own password. So this is the same way. It will prompt this user or ask this user to change its own password. So this user needs to provide existing password to the system. Then it will need to specify the new password. Then again it needs to confirm the new password and the password change is done. Specify the password for the new CPM change. So let's say if I have a specific choice of password, let's say if I have QWERTY at the rate 123 that I want to specify, like whenever the password gets changed, it has to be QWERTY at the rate 123. So I can specify the password here itself. So on the next change, it will push the same password in the target machine. Change the password only in the world. This is something if I have already changed the password. Let's say here if I change the password already, I change the password to something, let's say, QWERTY at the rate 123, or maybe, this thing, something like you can say any password of my choice, Wednesday at the rate 123. Okay, I have already changed it in the target machine. Now I need to update in the vault as well. So I can select the last option, change the password only in the vault. So it will change only the password in the vault, whatever you have already changed in the target machine. So here we are going with the first option. Change the password immediately by the CPM, in which it will ask the onboarded account to change its own password. Now you can see the message, the account is scheduled for immediate change. Let us restart the service to make it expedite. Let me refresh. It might fail sometimes as well. You can see it is fail. So you can see, password does not meet the password complexity requirement. Check the minimum password complexity lags in history requirement. The CPM is trying to change that because its status, because the password complexity is not meeting up. Okay, so this is WinRC 225 error is something. Now you can see that the error is WinRC 2245. Okay, it is not a CyberArk related error. It is a Active Directory related error. Whenever you see any code like WinRC some is equal to something, that means the error originated from the target machine, not from the CyberArk side. CyberArk would have its own error codes like something CPM. It will start with something called CPM, so you can get to know that something is wrong with the CyberArk policy or something is there. So now what we can do here, let us check the remediation for this. So maybe we need to amend the policy of our the Active Directory just to make it work. So it's an open source. You can always check it in the community portal. The period between two password changes is shorter than minimum password age configuration in GPO. So the password change period is shorter here in the Active Directory. So we need to update this thing by revisiting this thing. Computer configuration, Windows settings, security settings, account policies, password policy. The minimum is 1 to 19, and this changes we can adjust in the Active Directory, so it will not prompt us for this for this error. Or additionally, that it has given. Additionally, you can associate a reconcile account to the platform in order to override the minimum password age by resetting the password. So here we have a minimum password age in the Active Directory, which is not letting us change the password. If I still want to change the password, what I can do, I can link a reconcile account which will change the password. So we will do the second way. I will associate a reconcile account that we have created, which is called the test admin account. Just click on this associate. Here you can see test admin. It was created twice, so we can associate any one of them. Okay, now we have associated a reconcile account. Let's go ahead with the reconciliation here. So we remember that the password that was we were able to see was wipro@123. Now let's see after reconciliation. Now this account called the test admin account will change the password of this test user. Just restart the service to see the immediate effect. Let's refresh it. So you can see the account was successfully reconciled by CPM. That means the reconcile account that we have associated, test admin 1, has changed the password of this test user. If I were to show you here, you can see the password is changed now. So this is about the change, reconcile, and the verification, wherein we can get to see the password and we can manage the password. Now we have seen that in the master policy there is a legitimate period after which the password would be rotated. Okay, if we were to see that, it is called the minimum validity period. So after every 60 days, sorry, yeah, so this is the expiration period. So after every 90 days the password would be changed for this account. So in every 90 days, now let's say if I want to change it in every 7 days instead of 90 days, so what we will do, I need to make the changes for this particular platform, like domain test platform. I will go to this policies here, master policy, policy by platform, sorry, master policy, password management. Now for all the policies it is default value 90 days, but for my platform I want to change it for every 7 days or 3 days. I will go here, add exception, and I will select the platform, domain test platform that we have created. Go next. I will make it 7 days. Okay, so for my platform in every 7 days the password will be changed. Same goes for verification as well. It is marked as 7 days, so I will add a exception here. Next, let's make it 1, finish it. So on every day the password would be verified, and in every 7 days the password would be changed. So this is the master policy exception you need to make for for basically password management. So accordingly you can adjust the values as well. So any question from anyone till here, guys? Feel free to let me know.
Could you please explain the reconcile again? Because you associate the reconcile account and
Yeah, yeah,
there is
yeah.
one key for reconcile.
Sure, sure. Yeah, sure. So I tell you the use case why the reconcile is actually needed. Okay, I just let me delete the additional accounts here. So let's say this is our sample account for which we have just reconciled. Okay. Now the password for this is this. Okay, this is the password for this test user account. If I need to verify whether the password for this in the vault is same as in the target machine side is same or not, I will do the verification. Let me just restart to make it happen on priority. So it has successfully verified. So it has basically confirmed that we have a valid password or same password in vault, whatever the password is available on a target machine. Now, what happens sometimes? Somebody bypasses the CyberArk. I will go to the Active Directory. I will go to this test user here, and I will change the password for this. Reset password. Okay, I have changed. Now, if I do the verification again, it is failed because we have changed the password on the target machine. It is no more the same. If I just do verification for this, if I restart this service again, now you will still see the verification is failing. Still, it is verifying. Let me show it again. Let me reset it again. I think it was not saved here. Test user. Test user only we are talking about. Test user, yeah. Let me just change it. Okay, sorry, I was changing for test spam actually. So now I have changed the password. Now let's verify it. Now you can see the verification is getting failed because we have changed the password outside CyberArk, and the verification is failed. Now, if I want to sync up the password, I want to reset the password. Whatever the password I sync up, the same has to be available in Vault. In that case, I need to associate a reconcile account. So what reconcile account will do? Reconcile account will change the password of this test user on this machine which we have from which we have onboarded this account, and we will update the new password in this vault. So as of now, you can see the password is something called, this is the password, but this is not the correct password. We need the correct password to be updated in the vault. So what I will do, I'll associate a reconcile account, test admin 1, associate it. Now we have the reconcile account associated, and now I will reconcile it. So now you can see it is successfully reconciled. The reconciliation is successful. That means the password, what it has does basically, This account test admin 1 has reset the password of this test user account in the AD, and whatever the password that was given to this test user, it is updated in the vault. So if I show you the password again, you can see the password string is entirely changed. So reconciliation is nothing but it is need to sync up the password. In case if the verification or change is failed, you need to sync up the password. You will always to go for the reconciliation. Any doubts on the reconciliation part? Let me specify in a writing here so that will make you see. So this is the process. What happens? Verification is something wherein you are just verifying the password available in the vault is same in the target. So this is called the verification. Changes wherein the account itself is changing its own password. You are asking the account to change its own password. So change the target password and update the new password in the vault. Okay. So as you are knowing that for changing the password, you should be having a valid. For changing any account or password, you need to make sure that you have a valid current password, because whenever you change the password, it will ask you the current password and then you will give the new password. So this is a common procedure, like every day in day to day life we encounter, like whenever you change the password, it will ask your existing password and then you will provide the new password. So as long as you're you know So as long as you have a valid current password, the verification would also be passing, the change would also be passing, because you have a valid password. If none of these two, if the current password is not correct, okay, you do not have the correct password in the vault, in that case you will do the reconciliation. So there is a parameter called reconcile when unsynced, which is I will tell you when we see the support level discussion, that whenever either of these two gets failed, either the change gets failed or the verification gets failed, immediately automatically the cyberark will go ahead with the reconciliation to sync up the password string.
For onboarding the account, there is one tab that is password content. So you created an account in AD, so you know the password of that AD account. But how can we consider the password if another user?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can please come up again?
In creating a new account or onboarding a new account, there is a password content at the last that
Right.
you have
Okay.
put password that is same in AD.
Right. Correct.
So, so in another environment, we don't know the password of another account. Like if any new user is comes,
Right.
so how can we put the password in password content, or we can
Yeah. Yeah.
put a
So there is
password?
not needed. It's not required. You can simply reconcile. So for example, if I create a user here, I create a user test user 2. It won't let me do that. Let me just. I created this user test user 2. Now, if I do not know the password, but I want to onboard it in CyberArk, okay, I just go ahead, add account. So the password is not known to me. I'll mark it as blank. I'm not filling up the password. If I show you the password, it's blank. Okay. Now I want to the end user who want me to onboard this account has not given me the password. In that case, again we will do the reconciliation. So if I associate a reconcile account here and perform a reconciliation, it will sync up the password. So what it will just reset the password of this test user 2 and update it in the vault.
Okay.
Ideally, the end user will never share you the password. He will just share you the account detail and the address or the host name. It is it is you who would be doing the bulk reconciliation, so that neither you would be aware of the password, neither the end user would be aware of the password. The show copy option would also not be enabled for you. As of now, I'm checking the password string with the show copy enabled option, but for the administrator, the show copy option would not be available either. I will simply go ahead and will do the bulk reconciliation, and the password would be rotated. So it would be remain confidential for both the parties, the CyberArk administrator as well as the requester. So you can see it is
Okay.
reconciled. Now we have a password available. You can see this is the password.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So now you can see that we can see the password. Okay, I can show the password, and while showing the password, I can log into the system as well. Okay, let's say if I see the password here, I can simply copy this password, paste this password, copy this username, copy this address. Okay, I have these details available. So what I can do, I can RDP this server, put up this username, put up this password, and log in. Okay, this is something that I can do. As I can simply copy the contents from CyberArk, and I can log into any system. It's not just to Windows system, but it's applicable to everything. I just need to copy, and I can log in. What happens? Let's say if I am the right user, then it is okay. But if I share this credentials to someone else who is not a member of my team or anyone outsider of my organization, what will happen? Okay, he can also get into the system with the username and password given. He can also get into the target machine. He can do anything whatever he wants, and we will not be able to track him because not sure that who has shared the password. Okay, now if the password is not getting changed by CyberArk, as long as the password is active, he can also navigate to the target machine and he can do whatever he wants to do. So this is a kind of risk. Okay, we do not want to go in this way because the password might be exploited. Rather, we should have some sort of we should have some sort of possibility wherein we can connect to the target machine without exposing the password. Okay, so in the ideal scenarios, the password showing possibility is not available to the end user. Rather, they would just click on the machine. They will just click on this. If I click on connect on the here, I will be taken through this particular machine 150. That is my AD server, and whatever the actions I'm doing, that would be recorded. So that is because of the component called the PSM. PSM makes sure that you should not be knowing the password at all. You just be clicking on connect and you would be taken to the target machine, and whatever the actions you are doing, like any installation of packages are there, any rebooting you are doing this machine, so that would be thoroughly tracked. Because by sharing the password, it is a kind of risk, because the other person can share to other, and other can share to other, and there is no auditability for that. I mean, there is no audit logs that who has shared the credential to whom and what went through to the target machine. There is no possibility like that. So we will see the next component called the PSM, which is basically the fourth component, wherein you can connect to the target machine without knowing the password.